YouTube family, welcome back to another episode of 2A in LA. As always, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. You shouldn't take it as fact. You shouldn't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions, all right? Right about now, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and hit that like button, tap that subscribe button, pop the notification bell, and drop down a comment for your boy, all right? So look, let's get this rolling. So this episode is about the Hyve Technologies Monarch Trigger. Now look, fam, I got introduced to Hyve early on in my gun journey. As you guys know, one of the first couple of guns I got was an M&P Shield and my Glock 19 right here. Let me let you peep out the sexiness that is, right? And as you can see, I got the Hyve extended mag, and this is also a Hyve trigger. And I believe Hyve did the other, some of the other colored pieces on here as well. Some of the pins and I believe the slide lock. So, but this episode is about the trigger itself, the Monarch trigger itself. So like I said, I got introduced into Hyve Technologies early on in my gun journey. And so I liked them. Even then, I wanted my guns to have a certain amount of flair. And so I had seen people who had Hyve Technology mags. I liked the way that they looked. I liked the way they added some pop to an otherwise very bland kind of gun in terms of Glock. And so, and I also heard that, you know, Glock's triggers, although very, very reliable, were not the best in terms of, you know, kind of how crunchy they were, having that defined wall, having that quick reset. Okay, very, very reliable triggers, but not very good feeling. So I wanted to upgrade the trigger on my Glock 19 as well as my M&P Shield, and I wanted to add the base plate. The base plate didn't do a lot for me here because in California we can't have more than 10 rounds. But my M&P Shield was an 8-rounder, and the extended base plate got me another 2 rounds to get to that 10 number. But since I was trusting Hyve with the base plate, I also did some homework on the Monarch trigger, and there aren't a ton of reviews out there on them, but the reviews that I have that I had looked at that point in time were all positive. And so I went ahead and got the Glock Monarch trigger. And so some of you guys may be out there, you know, wanting to upgrade your triggers, and you're doing your homework. Now look, if I knew today what I knew almost 2 years ago when I bought my Hyve trigger, I probably would not have gotten the Monarch trigger. There are other better triggers out there. Apex makes really good triggers. Johnny Glocks makes very good trigger. There's a lot of good triggers out there, and maybe some point in time in the future, I'll do a battle of the triggers or something, and we can kind of compare and contrast the triggers. But I will say this, that the Monarch trigger, number one, is very affordable. Those other triggers I'm talking about, pricey. Monarch trigger comes in right around $100. And it's very reliable. I've never had any issue with this trigger. No issue with malfunctions relative to this trigger. It has a smooth, clean break. I want to say the pounds on the trigger pull, pounds are probably right around 3.5 to 4, which is good. I'll put it up there to verify that. But it's a good feeling trigger. It has a crisp, definable wall. So that's the wall. Very little, not a lot of take up. A little, but not a lot. Clear wall. Boom. And that's the reset. Right? Not bad for $100, y'all. Not bad for $100. Okay? So a short take up, a very definable wall, a crisp, clean break, and a fast reset. I mean, that's what we want from a trigger, right? Also, it's an attractive looking trigger. I'm not going to front. It's a good looking trigger. And so, is it worth $100? Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you don't want to spend, you know, 200 something, 300 something dollars on, or $400 on a high-end trigger, but you want something that's going to give you a way better feel, a way better experience than the Glock factory trigger, and also something that is going to enhance the look of your gun, then I would say consider the Monarch Trigger, y'all. It's sexy, that's for sure. And like I said, very reliable. I've got a lot of rounds through my G19. I've never had any issues with the trigger ever. And like I said, short take up, very definable wall, crisp, clean break, and a quick reset that allows you to shoot faster, right? Yeah, so that's it, y'all. That's it for the Monarch Trigger by Hyve Technologies. I can't leave any links for the trigger, but you know, if somebody was to go down in the comments and say, hey, does anybody know where I can get this trigger? Does anybody have a link for this trigger? I don't know. Somebody could respond back with the link. You know what I'm saying? Somebody. I don't know who. I got no control over that. What? They do that, that's the comment section is out of control. So I just let them do what they do, and you know, you might get that link. All right. So until next time, fam. As always, take care of one another and peace.